newsrooms, you're always chasing the breaking story, whatever's happening. It's stressful, it's high pressure, there's, enterprise stories are in the works, whatever, but really how can we get beyond this, at least for some of our goals and thinking, so that we can keep moving towards the big, hairy, audacious goals, so we can do the audience research, so we can think about the product. So the idea here is to, again, kind of adopt like a roadmap practice, right? Again, this is, all tech companies kind of have their roadmaps. They organize, things into sprints. They're usually 1 or 2 weeks. They kind of map out what are their resources, how much they can get done. They kick it off. They do all the work. They show off what they do at the end of it, and they keep iterating and going from there, and kind of have, the sprint goal, the month goal, the quarterly goal, the yearly goal.
Building on that point, Amy Webb used to talk about presentism. She talked about the bias towards presentism, like we're so focused on what we're doing this week and this month, and we're missing like what's going to be happening next year and 2 years and 3 years. So that roadmap kind of mentality. I just saw a stat that the large AI companies are spending typically 10 to 20% of their overall kind of budgets towards R&D. Like they're really thinking ahead. They're thinking long term. They're thinking about big picture, and news organizations, again, generalizing here tremendously, but by and large, news organizations are so focused on putting out fires in the next day, and the next week, and this quarter, that we're kind of missing an opportunity, I think, to some extent, to do some of that big picture thinking, at least periodically, to be more proactive than reactive.
Some companies even put these things out publicly and let people see exactly what they're working on and what they're planning for the future. They sometimes do it on GitHub, where they post their code. You can actually literally see what they're working on, or people will use like Trello and other platforms to actually put out roadmaps, potentially even let people vote on features that they would like to see, things like that. So again, here there isn't always, we tend to be very secretive and, it has to be perfect before we share it with the public. That's kind of what you're trained often as journalists, but I think there is value in some of this and being more public with it and sharing it with people, and kind of, again, building supporters to your cause, rallying a movement around what you're doing.